What's up, Mystic Manifesting family? Nick with Mystic Manifesting here, and what are we going to talk about today? Detachment or the not being a victim? Those are the two videos I got in my head, but this one is going to be don't be a victim. And I think we're all guilty of it at times, myself included. I know we're all guilty of it at times. Anybody that says, I can't be happy because this person did this, or I feel this way because they did that, or because this happened to me in the slightest way, that is still a victim mentality, because now your power is given somewhere else, or even to a thought form, or a condition like a depression or something like that. And I can speak on the topic. I know people be like, well, you can't get rid of it, whatever. Okay, look, I'm someone who has been massively depressed over multiple periods of my life, where it was like almost shut down and you slept walk through life and you forget entire portions of your life. Like you could, no matter how hard you try to remember, you can't remember because nothing really happened. It just existed in time past. And mixing that in with the only things you really do remember from those times are the times you have panic attacks because you were most focused on just staying awake and not passing out. So, okay, so gives me a little grounds to talk on that. So, you know, being in a state of depression, just like, well, I can't be happy because, I have depression and, I got to go take these pills and stuff. Oh, Christ, here comes the Prozac, right? Get that Tony Soprano, here comes the Prozac. So, you could be in these negative, angry, sad, depressed feelings. You can feel hurt by what people have done. We're human beings. It's going to happen. We're going to feel it, but you cannot let it control your life. It kind of moves into forgiveness as well. Anytime you're holding on to this resentment and anger and feeling that you have to feel a certain way, you're holding yourself into it. That means you cannot move into the state of happiness because you're obligating yourself to be in this negative state. It's like, you know what? You made me feel this way, and I'm not going to forgive you. And you know what? The majority of the time, that person's, all right, cool, enjoy. Yeah, and I'm not going to forgive you. Not forgiving. And now you're here, not forgiving. Other person's living their life. Other people involved in the circumstance, they're living their life. They're enjoying it. The circumstance doesn't matter. Like I said, everything in life has no meaning. Not to be negative, it's not a negative statement. It has no meaning until you give it a meaning. Something that is really horrible to me might not be a big deal to you, or vice versa. But when you see it as a big deal and you say, I can't be happy now, you've already given that over. Or today in the live stream, we had a question about, I can't control my thoughts. Before she went on to boom, 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 blowing up the chat. And if you know who you are, it's no disrespect, nothing bad, but it's a perfect example. And that's why I say everything's working out in your favor. Perhaps your struggle could be what helps other people and yourself through me giving this message, right? That's why I always say there's no mistakes, everything's working out in your favor. But, before, none of the rest of those messages she sent mattered because that first message was the main issue. I can't feel happy, or this isn't what she said. This is something that is basically what it translates to. I can't feel happy because of this event, or I can't control my own thoughts. I can't. You have guaranteed you cannot escape this state of being. All we do is move from state to state. That's what Neville talks about. We change states. States are like cities that we move to. So we could be in a state of happiness, we could be in a state of depression, we could be in grief, we could be in mourning, we could be whatever it is. You travel through them. Now you want to stay in the positive ones. Scared the shit out of me, fucking bug over there. This room has windows that are not sealed. If you watch the live streams, you could see my battles with them. Anyway, but I'm not going to be a victim to the fucking bugs. See, everything happens for a reason. You will not ruin this video. You're only going to make it better. Anyway, you don't want to be stuck in that negative state. You don't want to be holding on to grudges or hate or resentment. And I know it's easier said than done. I've been hurt. I've had fucking my heart ripped out. I've been fucking in jobs where it's just like relentlessly me, the one getting picked on. And it's like, I never had a bully growing up, but when you got into the work world, it's like, oh, you're the youngest guy here. Fuck you. We're going to fuck with you only. So maybe some of you guys can relate to that. I chose not to be a victim of those circumstances because what can I control? If I can't control the circumstance I'm in, example, your ex leaves you, you're stuck in a job that you don't know where else to go, You're on a bad shift. I had somebody come to me with that, and that's something I've escaped to, a bad shift, and it wound up being a better job. But it's like all these circumstances that seem insurmountable that you can't beat really don't mean jack shit. They mean nothing because you can escape it. And the only thing, maybe you can't control it now, but you can control this. What you can take control of right now in this moment is your mind. And how do we do it? It's very easy to say, oh, let's focus on what you want, right? Every other coach is going to tell you, oh, just focus on the end state. I'm going to tell you what else you can do, every little step on how to not be a victim, right? So we want to, wherever your focus goes, your energy flows. We don't want our energy in what we don't desire, okay? That's the basic principle of all this. We don't want to focus on what we don't want. So trying to figure out why something went wrong is none of our business. Trying to figure out how it works out for us is none of our business. Trying to figure out how to feel happy right now is our business. How do we do that? How do we feel happy right now? We think about, okay, we acknowledge a little bit of what's going on because we have to know what we don't want to know what we do want. We acknowledge the very slightest, okay, this is not what I want. Here is what I want. I really know what I want. Now, okay, now that I use that as a jumping off point, discard it. I want to have this type of job on this shift with this type of coworker, or run this type of business, or have this opportunity unfold, or get this X back, or manifest this type of love, or be with somebody that looks like this. Okay, those are all of our desires, right? And we might know right now we don't have the X, we don't have love, we don't have this hot, sexy chick with big titties and a big ass, we don't have the dream job, and we have a horrible schedule, right? We have all that right now. We just knew enough to know what we want. So now that we know what we want, we know the very little about what we don't want. We obviously know what we don't want. Now just forget it. Focus on what you want. Very basics. We're taking a step at a time. Know your desire. What is step one of manifesting? Know your desire. Know exactly what you want. Okay, we know exactly what we want. Now focus on it. Which tool or technique are you going to use? Because obviously the tools and techniques are just ways to help you believe something. Techniques are tools. As I always say, techniques are tools. The techniques are the tools to get you here. You're here, but you're ignoring it. You want to go here, and you know exactly what it is. How do we get there? Use the techniques to feel it real. Visualizing, scripting, meditating on it, affirming for it. Whatever technique works for you, you're going to use those to get you here. They're just going to make you feel like that is here now. So we're not moving. We're here, and we're just pushing this. We know we want to go there. We're bringing that here through techniques. And we're doing everything we can to avoid this. Now, obviously, sometimes this stuff's going to boom, hit us. Okay, I don't see it. And if you got to fight back, fight it back. Cool. How do you fight it back? Then they just not just bullshit you and be like, oh, just fight it back. Do things you love. Follow your passions. Okay, I've already visualized or affirmed or scripted for what I want. I've done all I can and I feel really good. Now, if I just keep sitting here feeling good and I'm no longer doing whatever I'm doing to pull this image here right now, chances are, because this is the current reality, it's going to start bouncing in your mind and you're going to think about it. Oh, yeah, I got to go to work tomorrow. Yeah, I fucking hate that guy. Motherfucker. And then now all of a sudden, this is right here and this is back here. Pull this what you want. Have it right now. Keep ignoring this. Okay, now what do? You've done what you can do. You've moved your state. You've done everything you can. Now what do? Take care of your body, which is eating healthy, working out. And I know not all you want to hear, but it's a good fucking practice to do. But if you're not interested in that, what is a passion of yours? Everybody's got some kind of artistic passion. I mean, even the older ladies who like to do the crafts on Facebook, those crafts look fun to me sometimes. Or do you like movies and you want to make props? Go to the dollar store and buy a bunch of like squirt guns and paints and things like that, and you make fucking prop laser guns. That's another thing I used to do too, but that's coming from the film background and liking that. Um, go write something positive. It doesn't have to be about your scripting or visualizing. If you're a writer, write something. If you're a painter, paint something happy and beautiful to keep your mind busy. Be lazy and watch a fucking movie, but a happy movie. You can, or if you like scary movies too, but your mind is not on this negative circumstance for 2 hours. 2 hours, you're in the movie. However long you're painting, you're in the painting. However long you're at the gym and you're focused and you're dialed in, gym could go one of two ways. You want to keep it in the positive, but you're having a good time and you're exerting your body. Go out for a drink with some friends. Don't get over drunk and feeling bad and depressed, but go out and do something with your friends. Visit your friends. Go get dinner. Go do something. Treat yourself to something. Hey, if you got some cash in the bank and you don't mind spending it, Go buy yourself a nice suit or a nice dress. Go buy yourself something nice. These are all ways to combat ignoring this. Now, don't go break the bank. Don't go become a drunk. Don't be a drug addict. Don't do all this other stupid shit to fucking distract yourself from that. Do positive, constructive things to avoid this and bring this to here. And the more you're feeling happy because these things are igniting your passion, igniting your soul, making you happy, and you're pulling this down and holding on to this future event and making it feel like now you're these positive emotions that are mixing with that, it's making that feel more believable. You're seeing your body get in better shape, you're seeing your artistic talents grow, you're having as much fun as you can every day, you're accomplishing watching all of your dream movies or TV shows or whatever, and wow, you're so invested. Go watch Game of Thrones, man, and get fucking invested. There's problems there, but those are their problems, and you're just interested. Well, thank God that ain't me. Makes your SP drama seem like nothing. That dude's sleeping with his sister. Like, and that's his SP, and she don't even love him. What the fuck? So, yeah, you realize, oh, my circumstances aren't that bad, and it just kind of fall off. It can't exist unless you give it the attention, and this can exist if you give it the attention. So give it the attention. Align yourself with what you want. And, it kind of goes hand in hand with detachment. But forgive people, forgive circumstances, because the more you hold that resentment, the more that this is the reality, the more that this negative reality that you're in has to persist because you're asking for it. If you're in the state of anger, hatred, and fear, and all these negative emotions, if you're in those states, you have to have circumstances present themselves. That is the law. That's why they call it the law of assumption. Law does not play any games, it does not bend. Even in the Bible, they call it like God's law and stuff like that. All these things, they're laws, they're facts, like the laws of physics. If you're angry and negative, you have to have reasons and circumstances to make you that way. And like they say, it's like the law of reversibility. If you magnetize a piece, you could magnetize and demagnetize a piece of steel. If it's demagnetized, you could just drop it and it won't stick. You put it on the fridge, and nothing's going to happen. You magnetize that steel, it will stick to the fridge. But the same way you could magnetize and demagnetize it, that steel is your mind. You're either going to be magnetic to beautiful things or you're going to be demagnetized and just drop yourself right into the negative pits of hell. So, see what I'm saying there? I'm hoping this is making sense. I'm trying to throw as many metaphors and analogies and stories and references and personal experiences at you guys so that it clicks. And maybe one of these things is like, aha, there's the aha moment that you need. Forgiveness is important. Being grateful for what you have, being grateful for what you don't have as if you have it is major. I mean, that's straight up out of the Bible. Ask in prayer for what you have. Be grateful for in prayer. Whatever. I'm fucking it up now, but watch the live stream. I always get it right. Whatever you ask for, there we go. Whatever you ask for in prayer and believe you have already received shall be yours. Whatever. Tell me that's not gratitude and affirming for something. That's the actual quote. I actually got it right there. So if all these ancient texts, including the Bible and the Stoics and the Tao Te Ching and all these old religious text messages, all these old religious texts and stuff, if all of these say the same thing, and then all the writers throughout history, all the way up till modern times, myself included, who's not really written anything, it's coming, but we all say the same thing. We've all experienced it. If you search into your life, you've experienced it. It's not just like I'm telling you this. You're like, yes, I'm going to be a manifester. You've been manifesting your whole life. You're going to continue to manifest, even if you say, "Oh, I quit." No, when you say I quit manifesting, and this is going to be part of the next video. When you say I quit manifesting, you're essentially just quitting thinking positive because it's too hard and it's uncomfortable, and I'm done. So no, don't do that shit. Anyway, I hope this helped, and if it did, let me know. But I love you guys very much. You can do this. You can't fuck it up. It's all working out in your favor, and you got this. See you in the next one.